I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly Meltdowns coverage of Survivor. I was about to say something else. Ghost Island episode 10. Tonight we have, as always, Deborah G and Tyler. And again, Mr. Ethan Gomes is with us.
Hello, everybody.
everyone like get ecstatic at the same time. It's kind of awkward silence. And we have Kyle over in the chat room. Hello, Kyle. All right, guys, I'm gonna round this up as best I can in 2 minutes of what happened in tonight's episode. Episode 10. Everybody's hungry in this episode, okay? Dom's dreaming about food, Laurel, and Martin fucking Sheen. Wow, that's not a trio I saw coming. Desiree is ready to take out Naviti. She says it, y'all. They're at the bottom. She's at the bottom. Laurel just happens to be in this group, and she's very conflicted, but we'll get back to that in a second. So we got to get to that reward challenge. The reward challenge, it consists of water, cages, and puzzles. Again, with the puzzles. It's a schoolyard pick. Donathan got left out. Didn't get to, because when you got left out, you can't go on the reward or anything. Who cares? Orange wins, which consisted of Chelsea, Seb, Mike, Kellen, and Chelsea. Wow. I said her name twice. That's great. Even wrote it down twice. They pick Angela. Well, they don't pick Angela. The Rocks pick Angela because nobody wants to freaking pick anybody to go silent. I want them to pick someone, Nick. Just pick someone already. You had no problems freaking not picking Donathan. Pick someone to go silent. So anyway, the Rocks picked Angela to go. The orange team's on a freaking helicopter. You think Seb's never left the ground when we all know he's been as high as a kite, because shit, when you're starving to death, you have to be kind of high to think you don't need food. Okay? Anyway, Angela goes to Ghost Island, doesn't get shit, loses her butt. Laurel spills the tea to Dom. Dom tells Kellen, and Desiree wants to build up her resume, and she wants to make a big move, and she wants to get rid of you, girl. That's what's happening right now. So Mike and Donathan are sitting around, dude, we got to find us an idol. So they both go together, which we all know is a shitty idea. And they even said, hey, this is a shitty idea, but let's go do it together anyway. Well, Donathan finds a clue. He has to dig underneath the
shelter.
The shelter. Which isn't really a shelter. It's a freaking bed made out of whatever, bamboo crap. But he actually digs it out in front of pretty much everyone. Everyone.
He tells half the people that.
It tells half the people that are showing up what he's doing. Well, at least we got to see it, unlike Ben from last season. But anyway, so we're sitting there. He's digging it out. He finds it. The look on poor Michael's little face when this happens was so sad. Anyway, immunity challenge. They're balancing a golf ball. Holy shit, Chelsea wins something. Thank God she had those eyebrows to help her balance that damn ball. So here we go. Desi wants Kellen gone. Kellen tells Desi that Laurel blabbed to Dom and Dom blabbed to Kellen, and she knows everything. Desi calls out Laurel. Hey, guess what? Desi's lying. And keeps on lying. Kellen and Dom have a conversation about, Dom's like, look, we got to get Desiree out. Kellen's like, look, we've done everything you guys want. We want Mike out. Period. End of discussion. So they go to tribal council. A big cat fight ensues. Desiree keeps on lying, will not stop with the lying. It is insane. And finally, Kellen says she's been trying to act like Sherlock Holmes, but feels like Helen Keller, but in her case, it'd be Helen Kellen. Desiree's voted out. That's it. Someone else go.
She had what's coming to her. Just saying.
I want to know what you guys think about this. I think that the big moves era of Survivor, and they talked about this on Rob Has a Podcast, and I totally agreed with this. They said that the big moves era of Survivor is over. So gone are the days of Sierra Easton, like Tony Vlachos, like these like huge players that are just like balls to the walls, and it kind of works out for them, and making big plays and shaking things up. I feel like we're kind of done with that in terms of like the evolution of strategy in the game right now. because any kind of spitfire, like Desiree is a perfect example of this tonight. Any kind of like desire to make a big move is fought with a lot of opposition, and it ultimately led to her demise tonight.
I hate it when they say I want to make a big move. There are no big moves anymore. You just make a move and play the game.
Yeah.
Shut up. I don't want to hear big moves anymore. I don't want to hear that come out of anybody's mouth. Stop it. Calm down.
Do you guys agree though that like I feel like people are kind of over this like big moves push?
Yeah.
I think there's a time and a place. You need to have a certain amount of personality. You need to have a certain amount of relationships built. You look at someone like Desiree, who's like, hey guys, here's the plan. We're going to do this. And Laurel's like, who the fuck are you? No. Instead, I'm going to take what you just told me and throw you under the bus to save my ass, because that's way easier than trusting you.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who has a lot of bridges built, you can be a little bit more haphazard because people will come back to you after it. But Desiree, she didn't have that many connections aside from Chelsea.
Yeah.
And if Desiree wanted to make a move like that, she needed to make someone else bring it up. You have to like mentally manipulate people to suggest it. So
almost like for them to like like if she made it seem like Chelsea like had this idea, for instance, instead of her own, like that's the better move.
You have to make it like it's someone else's idea.
Yeah.
So you have to like have a conversation where you bring it into their mind, and then when they verbalize it, then you run with it because it's their idea.
Yeah.
You didn't bring it up. They did. But you need to make them bring it up.
Hello to Mars in the chat room. We missed Mars the other day. Where was he when we were talking about Big Brother Canada?
He probably got a life or something.
I know. God, don't do that. You're like our two biggest fans. Y'all can't get a life. No one's allowed. No life's allowed. I think that Desiree may have been trying to shift the target onto Laurel, but I think that maybe I don't know what she was doing. It was just the lie was so bad that everyone that it was there that said, yeah, she said that, didn't blink, didn't change their fate. I mean, it was, you can just tell just from human behavior, you know, as excited as she was getting and how calm everyone else was acting. It was like, bitch, you're lying. Just shush, calm down. Don't get excited. We all know you're lying. You're going to go home.
When she interrupted Laurel and Dominic having a private conversation,
that was so
that's what I said, and that's what I said, and then walks away, and Dominic's like, hi, Laurel. That was just like, written across the sky.
I love how like both of them kind of had an understanding. Like they just looked at each other and they were like, okay, so that was really bad. Like they didn't even have to really talk about it because they both are intelligent enough players to know that that's not how you play this game.
No, I love how Laurel just sat there and just let her run her mouth, and she's sitting there and she's just going, you know what? Keep it up, honey, because I'm gonna hand you your ass.
Yeah.
Tribal council.
I mean, like we've talked about this. We talked about this a lot in the Big Brother Canada recaps because this has happened a lot this year in that house. Whenever there's like a big like confrontation in front of like a large group, either on Survivor or Big Brother, you know, the person that kind of loses their cool in that moment is the person that comes off looking like the liar and the one that like has a lot more to lose. Even if they are the ones telling the truth, you know, you have to remain calm. And I think that Laurel did an excellent job at doing that.
She was amazing. She was amazing.
That is exactly how you
stay that calm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it just remain calm and center, take a mental inventory, build up your verbal arsenal, and drop them bombs when it's time. That's the problem. People want to go nuts and release the Kraken whenever they feel like it. And it's like, no, make the other person look bad. That's how it works. It doesn't make you look like you're not playing. It doesn't make you look like a liar. It just makes them look bad, and you don't even have to bat an eyelash. What's going on?
Right.
Oh, Mars is in the chat room. He says, sorry to miss the last two shows. My dumbass went surfing after 11 years off. Didn't go well. I'm officially old. At least you're doing something productive with your life.
Glad we send flowers.
Yeah, glad Jonathan didn't use the idol. Well, who would he have used the idol on? Mike?
Michael, probably.
He could use that idol.
Is he really like strong enough of an ally with him to burn that idol on him? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, I think that idol is going to be a curse onto Donathan more than a help. Like, he needs to throw that shit away as soon as possible because now he has the scarlet letter on his back because he decided to share with half the fucking people in the game.
Exactly.
He found an idol.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, that is the worst move I've seen in modern Survivor history. Like, the more people that know, that's more information you have to control, and that's definitely going to bite him in the ass. That's how.
And the thing is that Michael didn't know that he found the first clue.
Yeah. The look on his face. He was like,
huh?
He probably just got like really nervous and like caught up in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like not the best, you know. And it's people that have like different side groups too. So we have like Laurel, who's tight with Dominic and Wendell. We have Jenna, who is tight with Sebastian. Michael, who is like in an underdog position, so he could use that as leverage to get himself like alleviated into like another group super easily. So I agree with you, Ethan. I think that he needs to burn that as quickly as possible.
Well, he's probably thanking his lucky stars next week when Jeff Probst is like, it's going to be a double elimination. Donathan's like, oh, look at what I got, guys.
Well, how does that work? Elimination work.
I mean,
Survivor.
I think it's just going to be maybe it could be a 2-hour. I don't know.
No,
I don't
so
know.
they usually do like one segment, like immunity challenge, and then eviction, and then immunity challenge, eviction. So it's kind of like back to back, all within like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours.
It could be the 2-hour episode that we usually.
Yeah, but like Jeff doesn't like announce that on the beach though, because like there are that still span of like 3 days between each of those tribals in that 2 elimination episode. Like they don't just like they just
that
like
literally just there Probst going 2 people are leaving tonight.
Wait, say that again?
The preview that went on after our episode tonight was Probst announcing to the survivors, the rest of them, being like, 2 people are leaving tonight. So that's why they had those shock faces.
How that's going to work.
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, what would Donathan have done if Mike or someone else had found the other half of that idol? Because if it had been me, I'd be like, fight me. Fight me.
Well, it
That's
depends.
the
It
only way
depends
you're
on
getting
the. It depends on the situation. You know, it really does. Depends on if your ass is on the line, and it just depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
You just never know.
I one note I did have is that I feel like this is Laurel kind of turning around, because remember last week we were saying how she didn't kind of give Wendell like the best reassurance that she was in fact with them. So I thought that this was a good way to kind of compensate for that misstep that we said last week, because she gave that information to them about like Desiree and all that stuff. So I thought that was a good sign, at least to me, that this is who Laurel is really with moving forward. Like this is the episode where I say like Laurel is definitively with Dominic and Wendell now.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Which I think is a wise move for her, honestly. I thought that this was a fantastic episode for her in general.
So Hats Mania in the chat room said that I think they're going to eliminate 2 people with the most votes. I can't think of the last. I know they've done this, but my mind is a blank. Chelsea had her best episode. Joey Thomas said, "Yeah, we don't even have a Chelsea highlight tonight because she freaking won immunity."
Well, no, we do have one Chelsea.
Oh,
highlight.
we do. What is it?
She was in a cage as a prisoner.
Oh. Too bad that thing didn't sink, but that's just me.
She had to be rescued because she was a victim.
Yeah, HFG in the chat says somehow Chelsea had her best episode but didn't get any confessionals. That's a good
shocker. She never gets any confessionals.
I was like, they're walking back from the immunity challenge. Chelsea's like showing off her necklace. I'm like, great, Chelsea's gonna actually add something into this episode.
And then they cut to Michael.
Yeah,
then they have like a pan to like the fucking jailbait boy, and then they have Kellen who looks like Skeletor. They're just like screaming, like narrating everything. I'm like, let the girl speak. She just won immunity in something that looked almost impossible. Like half the people dropped out in like 10 seconds. I know my ass would have. I would have been like, fuck this.
Apparently, they didn't give a shit what she had to say because she's so insignificant in the game.
Like, is she just like that bad with confessionals?
I want to
that boring.
fucking like unedited Chelsea confessional sometime. Like at the finale, if they gave us a real treat to the fans, be like, "This is what Chelsea was like. This is why she never showed up."
Right, just like
I'm living for the Ponderosa.
Like a 2 or 3 minute segment of like just like an unedited Chelsea like confessional, just so we can see what it like how bad it is that they must like they don't have any content to use, like literally none.
Like I'm wondering every time I watch her, does she quit later? Does she get injured and gets evicted? Does she get abducted by aliens? Why does she not have a storyline at all? She's worse than Purple Kelly.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
I think I would have more storyline than she would.
Her eyebrows have more storyline.
And I would be dead before I hit the water, jumping out the boat. More storyline.
Hatsmania said the episode Chelsea talks is the episode she goes home. That's probably true.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So don't talk, Chelsea, because I like you. Keep quiet.
Wait, do you really like Chelsea?
We love Chelsea because of her eyebrows. Like it's so funny. She's just got good dance. She's got the wonder brows.
Like
have you
they're
guys
both.
seen the Survivor intro? Like they didn't show it on the TV show, but they always post it on YouTube. She has the most gorgeous intro shot. It's like her hair is like flowing perfectly, and like her eyebrows look on fleek as always, and she's just like looking up, and it's a really great shot. I recommend, like probably one of the best intro shots in Survivor history. Chelsea has. If you're curious about like how good she looks there too. But yeah,
well, she's gorgeous anyway.
Are you really like a Chelsea stan? Like, do you really like her?
I like Chelsea. There's just something, I think it's just the mystery aspect of her that you don't really know what she's doing ever, but she's always in the majority alliance somehow and is just like making shit happen, but is behind the scenes. She reminds me of a mob boss in a way, which by the way, I hate the fact that Dominic and Donald Glover keep referring to it as the family every episode. He's like, oh,
the family.
The family. I'm like, what the fuck? We are not in Italy. This is not
Tony. You're not Tony Soprano. Calm down. It's freaking Survivor.
I hate that shit. It's good mind games. I'll give him that, but just stop it.
Can you tell me why everybody is starving so bad when they have a fucking professional fisherman right there? Sebastian is a fisherman. Why is his ass not out there catching fish? Why is everybody starving?
Life all the time.
Oh my God. I'm trying to figure out why he's there, period. I can't. I have no answer.
Sebastian is such a joke.
It's like, you forget he's there. Like he was freaking out on the helicopter. Oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like, who needs food when you're on this kind of high? And I'm like, are you serious?
Seriously.
I'd be like, fuck this helicopter. I'm about to get sick from this motion. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to puke everywhere. Get me to the food. Get off me. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. I want to know where the food is. Yeah, it's a helicopter. Great. Ha ha. I don't care. Give me the food.
They had the food with them. I would be eating that shit in a helicopter.
I'd be cramming that in my face. And then they get there and they're sitting there and Michael's like, yeah, you know, I could be a number and I'll help y'all and I'll work with y'all. And everybody's just eating and it's like, yeah, okay, that's something to think about. Crickets. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not reading the room really well.
Yeah, he's not.
Michael showed his age at that moment. I was just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, they're hungry. And
but for a kid, he's doing really well.
He's doing really good. But you got to shut this and open these.
Yeah.
And listen, do some intel while you're sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time to be a fly on the wall and see if there are. He was like, I think he even laid it up in a confessional where he was like, oh, this is a time to see if there's cracks. I don't know if it was the edit and just the way that they showed that he was trying to pitch himself so much, but I'm just like, if I haven't been eating and I have a chance to enjoy a meal with my alliance, I'm not going to really give a fuck about breaking anything up. Yeah, like, you're not reading the room, buddy. Desiree, on the other hand, had a great chance to flip stuff back at camp, but she also fucked up, so I don't know what she was doing.
I mean, I understand, you know, where she was coming from. You know, we're on the bottom. They're using us as boat, and then they're going to eat, you know, it's going to be time for us to go. I mean, I get where she was coming from, but it was the whole approach of how she handled it. Because when she got caught, she could have just owned it and said, yeah, I said that because it's true. It's true. You know, y'all act like we're all going to be in the final together. We're not. There's only going to be 2 people. People are going to talk. They're going to plot. They're going to scheme. It's called fucking Survivor, outwit, outplay, out whatever, you know, outlast. I mean, just stop acting like you're all fucking kumbaya and shit. You're all going to stab each other in the front, in the back, in the heart, in the everywhere. It's going to happen. It just is. So...
I can agree with that. Desiree played her fucking cards wrong. Yeah. She was sloppy as fuck and didn't get the pitch right. And she was speaking to people that didn't want to listen to her talk. Actually, you know what? Honestly, Michael and Desiree were off the same fucking kin that episode. It was really funny. They were both fucking up, but Michael got lucky because he was less of a mess and he's more pretty to look at. So
yeah, no, he really did get lucky in this episode, honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely, because he was toast.
It really, like, realistically should have been him that won tonight. But Desiree, she just like, and I feel like this was out of nowhere too, which I don't know if that's like an editing thing or if she really did just go bonkers like these past 3 days in the show. But like, she had this like, this is how it is and you listen to me attitude. And like, what I really didn't like, what I thought like what was the worst out of her is how much she kept interrupting people. Like for instance, like with that conversation with Laurel and Dominic that we were talking about. Also at Tribal, she interrupted like 3 different people within the span of like 2 minutes. It was crazy. Just like total like bad play. Like it was such a mess. And
yeah,
let's blame it on Sebastian for not catching fish and leaving them all starving, and she just went insane from starvation. So it's Sebastian's fault.
Hatsmania says in the chat, honestly, her best move at that point was in fact lying. She just doesn't lie well. Did you see how pissed Kellen got? That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, is it better to like to try and lie if you're going to get caught, or just let your ship sink? You know what I mean? So I guess like kudos for her for trying, but also like not kudos because you need like better lying skills to pull something like that off.
I don't even know how I would handle that, because if I did something like that and then, you know, the person I was talking about who I've been in an alliance with came to me and said, why would you, you know, did you say that? It's kind of like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? I mean, especially when there's a group of people.
Don't say it. You make someone else say it.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it right, you're never going to be put into a corner like that. And I think it was very apparent when Desiree was on her soapbox in front of the Malolo tribe trying to like pitch her case. It's just, it wasn't sticking. People were instead thinking like, oh, wow, we can throw this bitch under the bus and we'll be fine. Like,
oh, yeah. And HFG says in the chat, I think she approached too many people at once. I think that was a lesson tonight.
Yeah.
Too many people around when stuff is going on. Desiree just did not need to. The house meetings never go well.
Too many witnesses.
Too many witnesses.
Too many stories, too many games of telephone afterwards, and the most easy culprit out of a large group of people is the one person who is talking, because that's what everyone else will be talking about.
Right.
So it's just an easy out at that point.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you're going to try to orchestrate, AFG says, if you're going, oh, welcome to the chat, by the way. This is the first time we've seen you, HFG. If you're trying to orchestrate a flip, you got to work on people one-on-one and not be so direct and ask them who they would want out. And I agree she would have done this. So,
that goes back to what Deb was saying at the beginning. You know, make it seem like it's their idea, not yours.
Exactly, because then it's their idea, not yours. They started
something
it.
That, like Derek did in Big Brother very well.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, he always made it seem like it was that person's idea.
I want to play devil's advocate, though. I'm sure this was not shown. I bet my bottom dollar that Desiree was like, who do you want out? And they're like, I don't know, who do you want out? Because at that point, it becomes a game of poker where you're trying to figure out who's going to show their hands. And it takes patience, and it does take discipline to have be like, oh, I don't know, who do you want out? And you have to kind of go back and forth with that. And if you don't stick with your guns, and if you let your guard down too early, like y'all are saying, then it's really easy to become, as soon as you say a name, it's out there. And
right. And the thing is that if you're saying, who do you want out? And they say, well, who do you want out? Who do you want? And it goes back and forth. Then you know that's someone that you can't game with. You cannot converse with them because you can't trust them.
No, and if I'm not in an alliance with you, don't come to me and start going, who do you want out? I'm not telling you anything. You haven't tried to work with me, and now you want my input? That says that Allison's going to not only be thrown under the bus, but her little corpse is going to be dragged for miles and miles and miles. It's not happening.
The proper response at that point is, oh, I'm coming after you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was thinking
that's exactly
about
what you would say, Ethan.
So what do you guys think is Michael's path from here on out?
Oh, gosh.
He's doomed.
You think so?
Doomed. Yeah, he's still doomed.
His days are numbered, but I think that he might be safe if he can win immunity, actually, for once. Like, if these ladies can just take a fucking break and stop being such badass Amazoness women. And
yeah,
it's great. Like, I'm loving it. Chelsea, good win. But anyways, Michael,
she didn't even need to win.
Immunity, then he might be able to skirt by through the double, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the hot seat again next week, because he'll just be the easy target.
Yeah. I think last season we also had an influx of female immunity challenge winners. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So last season was the first time since, I believe, Borneo that 5 different women have won immunity in the merge. And now we are 3 for 3. So I think we are well on our way to kind of matching that from last season, which I think is great.
I think Brooks died a little inside when he was like, 3rd woman in a row, winning immunity.
Right. He's like, there goes the sausage fest.
And it's Chelsea, because he dragged her last week during tribal council for a call, and Chelsea participated tonight.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I bet he's getting his words tonight.
My girl.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God, poor Chelsea.
I think Michael is doomed. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Unfortunately, I think that they showed a lot of his underdog kind of edit tonight, because I think that next week will be his downfall. I think he's probably going.
I don't know. I have a funny feeling that he's gonna make it. I don't know. He keeps getting by the skin of his teeth. I mean, he really does.
And they kind of planted that seed that Dominic would be a little bit more open to working with Michael. So
right.
We might see something evolve from that.
Yeah.
But it's 50-50, like you said.
And it's so late in the game to try to build trust with someone. You know, that's the only problem. It's really late.
But it'd be easy to use Michael as a vote when everyone else, because look, they're starting to eat each other. It's imploding now. And he's just sitting back I had nothing to do with this. You guys been trying to get me out. I've been trying to stay. And now they're turning on each other. They really are starting to turn on each other. And his best bet
is glorious.
Is to lay low and just let him do it and find an idol if he can, or get that immunity necklace if he can. I have a question. Why the hell was Desiree carrying Angela's immunity necklace back to the challenge?
Because she was in Ghost Island. And so she comes directly from Ghost Island to the challenge.
Never mind. I'm going to be quiet.
But on that point, I think the most vulnerable person going into next week, it's going to be kind of a 50-50, because there are numbers to get him out still at this point, would be Donathan if that fucking idol shit goes out there. But it's hard to say. I feel like he now will have a lurking target on him too, because like I said, 5 people knowing that you have an immunity necklace, not always a good look.
Yeah, no.
They're going to flesh it out. They're going to want to at least try to flesh it out.
Honestly, what Jenna should do in this situation is tell Sebastian and kind of get that ball rolling and get Kellen on board and Chelsea and kind of like use that information to form an opposition against this whole like Dominic, Wendell, Laurel, Jonathan thing that's gaining a lot of momentum.
But do they know about it? I don't think they know about it. I think it's a secret.
Know about what?
The 4-person alliance between those 4. I don't think the people outside know of it.
That's true.
I think it's a secret.
I don't know.
Under wraps.
It's obvious though, but I don't know if that's because of how it's being edited. You know, I don't know what that perception is at camp.
Well, I think they might know a little bit more now that Laurel went to Dominic about, you know, the possibility of flipping.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of Jenna, and I'm looking at the chat right now. Joy Con Thomas was talking about Jenna lies to Dom in the promo. She says something to Jonathan in the promo. Last week in the promo for this week, it was Desiree, and it seems like we're getting to where the person that has a lot of airtime in the promo might be the person that goes home. I have a funny feeling Jenna might be leaving.
Yeah, CBS has taken the wrong page out of VH1's book, where they are so bad at reality television that they got to spoil their own damn episode.
VH1. You know, kids out here don't know what VH1 is.
Oh, I know what that is. I used to love like Flavor of Love and Love of Love, like all of that shit.
Oh yeah, they used to spoil that shit within like the intro to the episode because.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did you know that that's on Hulu? I just rewatched Flavor of Love actually. It still holds up very well.
Rock of Love, Bret Michaels, and that wig thing, that wig bandana, bandana wig.
I never watched this stuff.
You could have been a great Rock of Love contestant.
Who, me?
Yeah. With
I would have been there just to be famous, and I would have been drunk the whole time, and I would have had to have had hot pink hair.
You would have been like Rodeo. Do you guys remember who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She got like drunk as fuck on the first night, and she was like, "Don't threaten me with a good time."
No, that was Tiffany. No, you're thinking about Tiffany. Rodeo was the busty, like, MILF type. Tiffany was the one that got blacked out drunk, didn't get invited into the house, and then actually got invited and then got kicked out because she was blacked out on both eviction nights.
You are so right. I'm Googling this right now. You are 100% correct. So thank you.
I love Tiffany. I'm a Tiffany fan. I actually stalked her Twitter one time, and she was still saying, "Don't you threaten me with a good time." And I'm like, "Yes, girl." 10 years later, you're still milking onto that 10 minutes.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
like a month or two ago, saying like, I wonder if Safari is still living on 54th and Crenshaw.
I stalked Safari too.
Hey, Ethan, do you want to go on your Bradley tangent for a minute?
You know, I just wanted to say that we have the sexiest jury in Survivor history right now. We have Chris Noble, the rapper. We have Libby, who's busty and beautiful. We have Desiree, who, you know what, she reminds me of this crazy chick who was grinding on me in a gay club in NOLA. She gives me that same vibe as that chick. I had sore nipples the next day. It was an experience.
Yeah.
I think we have such a great jury. I'm just so excited that Bradley is nowhere near it because he is such a shithead. And when he got evicted, I was not on this show. I was out at a bar on Twitter looking at my phone being like,
I love it.
Oh, and let me just say, too, that Bradley, even though he was an asshole on the show, he loves to own it afterwards, so that's, like, the best kind of villain. Like,
do you guys know that him and Callan are dating?
Real? Ew.
I don't want to see their O faces together.
Yeah, that's a new development. That's, like, been recently found out.
Could you imagine them at dinner together? That sounds like the most annoying conversation in the world. Ew. An aspiring player, someone who won't shut the fuck up? No.
I just love it, like, because he didn't want to be a complete dick.
Yeah, I just like that. I love that.
And look, if you can own it, own it. That's all there is to it. And Desiree, at the end of this episode, she said, "Could you tell I was lying?" Like, I mean, yes, girl, yes. We can tell you, not just us, everyone could tell you were lying. It just is.
World.
That's like my son when he was young. I would bust him. I'd be like, "Evidence is in your face." Kid's still lying to me.
Receipts.
I mean, persistence, man. I don't know. I lie and then I catch
You gotta
myself.
have the receipts.
Yeah,
right?
I just can't. I can't even lie because I catch myself in my own lie. Like I'll lie and then I'll say something that contradicts the lie and then I feel silly. And I'm like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not a spectacular person. I have nothing to lie about. This is me. This is what you get. I'm sorry.
See, if you're going to be a liar, you have to have a really good memory.
Yeah. Oh
So,
God,
you know,
no! I'm on
You
my way.
have to have a good memory.
You have to fact check. And HFG just said in the chat, Desiree had a good closing confessional. She wasn't all butthurt. Of course, because like that's the move after you have such a tragic like episode like that. Like after you get caught and like called out so publicly, like in that tribal council.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to like leave and be like, it's all good. It's fine. You know, you have to like take a little slice of a humble pie there.
You can just backstroke your way through it and go, I did it on purpose.
Right. Exactly.
She tried.
Did it on purpose.
Right.
Can be like everyone in Big Brother Canada 6 right now and pretend that they're the masterminds.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a throwback to when
Raven
was talking about being the puppet master in BB19, and then Mark is like, "Why are you here on this couch then? If you're such a..."
I love it. I love it.
I also read on Reddit today, speaking of Big Brother and like how terrible Big Brother 19 was, the same casting person is responsible for casting Raven, Elena, and Matt last year. Let that sink in. And that person still has a job.
Why?
Right. Like literally why? Did you send that link to you, Deb? Did you read it?
I read it. At least Marlena was entertaining. Raven and Matt though, I don't get it.
No,
Marlena
was a mess.
She was at least entertaining, and at least she was blunt, and at least she said what was on her mind and and did it and tried to take care of stuff. The other two, I just can't. Never, won't. It's not Arkansas. It will always be Arkan trash. I don't care.
It was just trash. It was just like, I need attention. I want to be on TV. Let me, get all loud and scream and fight, and I will get airtime. I'm going to act like a fucking animal just to get airtime.
Well, Memphis is right at that butthole of Arkansas. Like, you have to get through the nasty asshole of Arkansas to get to the good parts of Arkansas.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I mean, it is bad. It is horrible. You have not lived until you have crossed the Mississippi River and just slid through the bowels of Arkansas to get to Little Rock. I mean, it is something it's I can't describe it. And hey, if you live there, I'm not dogging you. You got to do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, it's just, I mean, she seems like she's like right on the edge of like, maybe she came
right on the edge of the asshole.
Of the asshole. Maybe she was a dingleberry at one point, and now she's trying to get back in the asshole. And this is going nowhere. I don't even know where I'm going with this. But you get what I'm saying, right?
I just wanted to say that, to shift it back to Survivor, that the casting this season has been on point, and I will applaud that. Like, there's not even Chelsea. She has a place, people. Everyone has been phenomenal. And
are you guys liking this season better than last season?
Yes.
Yeah, way more.
Dad, what about you?
I don't know. I forgot last season. What was last season?
Ben won.
That's why I know it's better.
Yeah.
What happened last season?
Ben, Chrissy, Ryan.
Yeah. Ben got the idol out from under the bamboo bed shelter, and we didn't even get to see it.
No. He got that handed to him from production. I'm sorry.
Well, that I agree with. Like, Ben is the worst Survivor winner in history, like number 35 out of 35, if I was ranking them. However, like I personally, and Hatsmania is saying that only the casual fans think this season sucks, so maybe I'm a casual. I don't think that this season sucks, but I'm enjoying Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers more. Like, I think that the edit was more even across the board last season. I still don't know like half of this cast in Ghost Island. And that's my big problem. And I'm like rooting for Kellen, but like not as hard as I was rooting for like Chrissy last season.
Chrissy played a good game last season.
Hell yeah. But I don't have like a deep like obsession with like one player in particular this season. And I don't know why that is. Something's just not like clicking with me this season as it was last season.
Yeah, there's always someone that, you know, you say, oh, I just love them. I want them to win so bad.
Yeah. I can't say that about anybody this season, honestly.
No.
The editing that you mentioned definitely is lopsided. What is that? What is that noise?
That is, I think that's Deborah's fan.
It's my fan.
Can you turn off the fan?
Yeah, my computer might freeze up if I turn the fan off. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, I'll try.
I can talk really loud instead if you want.
Just yell like I do.
My computer freezes up and you see me going.
I think that the editing could be a lot better. I do like the characters this season a lot more. And I think that's just because, and I know it's down to editing how we get to know them, but if you really do some digging and some sleuthing on the post-social media aspect of it, I like this cast a lot. And I think this is really a super fan sort of season. I think casuals are probably going to be like, wow, I hope Dominic wins because he's just a good old boy.
Right.
That's kind of what we're being like shoved down our throats right now over and over every single week.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we don't know he's gonna win. Like, please.
Yeah, like right, exactly. There's like 4 like developed characters, and then there's a huge cutoff, and then we have like Chelsea,
all the women winning immunity.
Jenna, like I'm even like there's still like question marks in my head about Laurel as like a person, as like a character. And I don't know. I'm just not. I don't know. We'll see. But
and then you have to question too, is that a case of the edits of CBS? Is that a case of the content that the players are giving?
Yeah.
You never really know. And that's the one mystery aspect of Survivor is we don't have that lens into the game and to see what's going on. You just
honestly like
given to you.
I think that it's because we have this kind of like this dead airtime now with Ghost Island, where like 3/4 of the time like they're not even using it to like get advantages and stuff like that. Like
nobody's getting anything.
Right.
And it's
like last week with Jenna,
the thing is
like 10 minutes wasted.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like it's the same process at Ghost Island. You know, you think that they would like switch it up each week and have them do something different, something, you know, exciting and a little adventure or something, but it's the same thing. You crack the thing, you either pick or you don't. You go and you pick and you either win or you don't.
Here's how they fucked up multiple times. One, they said you have to have a unanimous vote with everyone there to vote someone to Ghost Islands. That's never gonna fucking happen. Are you joking? This is a merged tribe. They're not all gonna agree like, yes, let's send blah 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 to Ghost Island. They're always gonna pick rocks because it's easy. It's not gonna put a target on you. They're always gonna do that. So I don't know why there's even an option to unanimously vote someone unless maybe Allison or I were out there. They'd be like, yes, get them away. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I want that person out of my face.
Send them to the island of doom. But even then, when they get to the island, it's not even a punishment. It's a fucking spa resort. They get all the rice they can eat. There's a chance for a special twist to help them out. And they get to sleep near a fire underneath a warm shelter and get away from all the assholes. That seems like a benefit. Ghost Island really has been a waste.
At least you know you're going to eat.
Yeah, you're going to eat and you're going to chill out.
And you may or may not get an advantage.
Well, I spent like 2 seconds on Ghost Island tonight. Literally less than a minute. Okay, a minute and a half.
I'm okay with that because look at how much shit we got to see back at camp with like Desiree blowing up her fucking game. Like it was great. Like Angela, like she went there, she didn't get her vote. That sucks. Okay, moving on. Back to Desiree, you know? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Hasman said Jeff did
why like a lot of these characters are underdeveloped.
It says Jeff didn't even pretend it was a punishment. Dawn misses out on Ghost Island. I mean, it's not even a thing anymore. It's like it's that, remember that Big Brother, like it's that Big Brother season where they were going to have all these twists and all this stuff, and they're just like, are you ready for a
takeover?
Yeah, that freaking thing.
You know what?
Doing that now.
You know what they should do on Ghost Island? They should have someone go to Ghost Island, and they should have this big giant meal there, and they could say, you can either take the meal or take a chance for,
that would be way more
for an advantage. Like,
Deb, you're hired.
Yeah. Like dangle some food in front of these motherfuckers. They don't need no rice. They already got the rice.
They did this on Australian Survivor, and it worked out really well, actually.
Yeah, you got to dangle some food. Take the meal or take the chance for a big advantage.
I wanted to see Angela sob after not getting the advantage. Instead, she's like, well, that's too bad. No, bitch, you should be really upset that you lost something, not like, oh, well, I'm still in the majority, so I don't care.
Oh, God.
You hurt.
I would be curled up in a ball crying. I'd be like, why? This is bullshit. I gotta come up here and break this little thing, and then it tells me no, but I take a chance and I get no vote. It's rigged.
Another complaint that I have with Ghost Island is all of these advantages that they're doing on the actual Ghost Island, but like overall this season are so recent. Like another one tonight is from Co Wrong instead of like just like a really great season like Tocantins, or like Tocantins, like they had like an idol that was never used that entire game. Like why not bring that back? Or I don't know, like something from Heroes versus Villains, or
they're bringing back idols that were improperly used. So apparently all the fuck ups were recently.
So it should be called Fuck Up Island, not Ghost Island.
Holy shit.
Fuck Up Island. I'm going to Fuck Up Island. Let's see what I can fuck up.
Fuck Up Island.
39 days, 39 fuck ups, 1 survivor.
That would be the season that I would end up on. To complete fuck ups.
Honestly, I would be cast on that season and probably win.
I would be so on that season.
I'd be the one dead in the water.
Yeah, I'd be bitching about everything.
Yeah, I've heard enough about Game Changers to like last me a lifetime. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean it's. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I was reading some of these. Yeah,
I'm reading
the
that.
Hashtag Fuck Up Island apparently is our hashtag for the evening.
Yeah, perfect. What else do we have? What are you guys thinking about Kellen overall?
Actually,
I think she's getting a little aggressive, and it's going to rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting way too aggressive.
Kellen is ruthless, and I hate her. But damn it, do I respect her. Because she really stood up for herself and was like, no, this is what we're going to do, and this is how it's going to go. You better shut the fuck up. And I was like, yes, you know that fucker. And then, you know what? Dominic kind of showed his cards, and I'm sure she saw that, where he was like, oh, interesting. I'm like, you're being an asshole too. It's like the battle of the assholes. But Kellen comes out as a winner because she's in control, and she knows it. It's frustrating to watch because she's steamrolling it, but it's also kind of like, damn, that's awesome. Like, you've been in control for so many episodes now. Like, tell me your secret.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me like we're going to have 2 leaders. It was like, to me, tonight, the 2 leaders came together, Kellen and Dom. You're going to have a group behind Kellen, and you're going to have a group behind Dom. Mm-hmm. And they're going to start picking at each other. And this, to me, was perfect of what is to come, because he's sitting there saying, well, what do you think about Desiree? And it's like Ethan said, it's like, no, look, I've done it. We've all folded every time you asked us to. We want Mike. We want Michael. End of it. Period. End of discussion. We're not getting rid of Desiree. Meanwhile, Desiree.
Everybody's writing Desiree.
It's going to be so easy for Dominic to next week be like, yeah, Kellen really wanted you out.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sad that she folded her cards. I honestly think the better move for Kellen would have been to keep Desiree, but I don't know what would have happened. Like, Navidi Strong was the way smarter move for all the Navidi girls. Like, keep with it, because even if you vote out Michael and people are pissed off and frustrated, you're still in the majority at that point, and Desiree would have no pull anyways. She's a
Yeah.
hot.
Dominic also had a confession saying like the goats are coming together to form a strong alliance, and I think that that's really like underestimating how like these people could come together and form like a very valid opposition against you. And he shouldn't like count them just out quite yet, especially with a leader like Kellen that can bring these people together.
Because goats have the votes.
Yeah, but now we have what, like 3 idols on that side compared to none. So even if they were to kind of get together, they can just #advantage Geddon and get whoever the fuck they want out, which is a shame to me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm personally rooting for Kellen because she is the closest thing I think there is to Chrissy last season. And I will just always root for that like strong, independent, smart female. So yeah, I hope that Kellen succeeds. I don't think that she will personally, but yeah.
Mars said, you guys haven't mentioned Wendell yet. Do you do anything tonight? Yes, he interrupted a conversation.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I was just over here, guys. No, it's fine.
Yeah,
good for him to go under the radar in this.
Exactly. You gotta make yourself small.
Yeah.
You know, because he has been a calm beast.
Yeah.
And you just have to be quiet, keep your mouth shut, and make yourself look small.
Yeah, totally. So good on Wendell.
Before we wrap this up real quick, let's go around. Who do you think the 2 people are that are going next week? I'm going to go with Jenna and I think Seb. I think Sebastian's just going to roll over and die when Jenna leaves. I'm going to say Jenna.
He's going to beg people to vote him out after Jenna leaves.
Guys, just vote me out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I just want to go get it on in Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Ponderosa. Ponderosa. Isn't that what they do there?
Probably. I mean, if Chris and Libby like were to hook up, they would make the most gorgeous babies like ever.
That is true.
Darby and Ken.
Go for it, you know. Oh wait, speaking of Ponderosa, well wait, let's answer Allison's question first. But let me like remind me to go back to that because I have a crazy conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Who do you guys think? I want to go last because I'm still looking.
I definitely think Michael is going very soon. And probably Jenna. She's pretty useless. You got to get rid of the goats now.
So who did you say? Jenna and who?
Michael.
Okay. Ethan.
Well, obviously Jenna has been put on a pike, so that's fine. I'm gonna throw out there that Donathan's gonna get shit thrown back to him next week. I would love to see everything blow up in his face for being a little bit overly vocal about his idol. I hope he has to play it and he plays it wrong.
Yeah, I think maybe during the first tribal council, he'll use it to save himself and they'll flush it out. And then he'll go during the second one. That's what I'm thinking if that's how it goes.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, sorry. Oh, this is tough. Okay, wait, I'm changing my mind. I think that
oh my God, Tyson, come on.
I'm sorry. So I think that Chelsea's going to go first.
No.
Because Michael is going to like find an idol, or like an idol is going to be played, or maybe he wins like individual immunity or something like that. And it's really like, I think that next episode is really going to be Michael's swan song. Like it's going to be all about like his like heroic underdog. Like he has like the whole world against him, and like he's so great. Like that's such a shame he's going out, and then he will like get voted out second. But Chelsea, like because she's so purple in the edit, I think that like they're just going to like totally blow past her in her elimination episode and really just focus on Michael for that hour.
What do you mean she's purple? What does that mean?
Kelly.
So Purple Kelly in Survivor Nicaragua, I believe she went 8 episodes without having a single confessional. So she is like the ultimate example for like basically zero edit. And the only reason that she's called purple is because she had like a purple streak in her hair. So that was like her only identifier.
I can't remember her.
Exactly.
There were two Kellys in Nicaragua. There was the one with one leg who had the stub leg that Nyanka bullied.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then there was the other Kelly. So Probst, he doesn't have a brain, so he's just like, oh wait, there's two Kellys. Oh, we're gonna call you Purple Kelly. And she's just like,
well, better than calling them by their last name like this season, Gonzalez.
And then Purple Kelly had only gotten one confessional her entire time on the show because she ended up quitting with Nyanka.
Yeah.
At the same time, because at that point, quitters still were on jury. So they're like, no, we're just going to go to Ponderosa. Don't mind.
Found some alcohol.
So, okay. So speaking of Ponderosa, on the, this is so funny. On the CBS website, they have taken down Chris's Ponderosa video altogether.
The rap video?
And this is really crazy because they pointed this out on Rap Has a Podcast. CBS tweeted 6 times within like that first day that Ponderosa video was posted that like, hey, come check out this Ponderosa video. It's like the most watched of all time. Like, check out Chris's sweet rapping skills. Like, they really hyped it up. And then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And then it got re-uploaded a few days later, and the title was changed to like interview with like the 8th person like voted out of Survivor, and they don't include the rap section. Like it's just like the intro.
Busted on that rap so bad.
So
it was so horrible.
Like some kind of like sponsorship that like, or some kind of like legality issue for like a product that he mentioned or something, or maybe like CBS just got like backlash about like how terrible like this.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
The internet kept trying to commit suicide every time.
But I thought it was like a delicious terrible. Like he has to be in on the joke, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think he thinks he's good.
Yeah, he doesn't have self-awareness at all.
Zero. No, like, he doesn't.
He's Frank Stallone, and he thinks he's Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting?
I don't actually. Is that like an older reference?
Yes. Frank Stallone is Sylvester Stallone's brother, and Sylvester Stallone like throws him randomly in his movies, and he's done some songs.
Oh shit!
I just showed my age, but he will never be the caliber of Sly Stallone.
No, he's just pathetic.
No, it's just you're just Frank. It's kind of like James Franco and Dave Franco. You're just Dave.
Yeah, poor Dave Franco.
But I love Dave. I'm just saying, he's a Frank.
This
is a Frank.
Also, Libby is the first survivor to not do like any exit press on the phone. So that's also been like a huge controversy this week. Like she has.
Oh, I have a theory about that. Do you want to hear my theory? Okay. Yeah. First of all, Mars said in the chat room, Sylvester Stallone still thinks he's Sylvester Stallone. That's true. But I love Sylvester Stallone. But that is true. I think that the reason why she isn't doing any interviews is because they're already filming the next season and she's fucking on it.
You think so? You think Libby has made a strong enough impact to be on it?
No, but she's probably on it. I'm serious. I think she's on it.
I could see Libby back.
How about this?
I mean, if they're gonna have like a beautiful like blonde returnee, like I'd much rather have Ashley. I'd much rather have Kelly Wentworth. I'd much rather have like Michelle from Millennials versus Gen X, or Figgy. I think would be a great returnee. What
was that blonde chick from the one with Scott?
Yeah, Cole Wrong.
I like her.
Oh, Julia?
Yes.
No. Was it Julia? The blonde bimbo from pre-jury who was like always the underdog. You know what I'm talking about?
Scott and
there was Anna Kate, but she was brunette.
No, not her. She's a whack job.
All right. What season was Scott and that shit on? What was that?
Was
Wrong. Survivor 32.
Yeah. I think her name's Alicia. Yeah,
Alicia.
Thank you.
Alicia. That's her Twitter name. Yeah, she was good. She had a lot of potential.
Hell yeah. I see like I think that there's much better potentials if they're for that archetype if they're going to have a returnee season.
Right. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I just find it very odd that she can't do interviews all of a sudden. That's maybe because she's on an island somewhere. Maybe she's on Fuck Up Island.
Joy-Con Thomas says Lauren and Mari need to be back. I totally agree with that. Speaking of Lauren Rimmer, I read like a statistic the other day that like 60 out of like the 75 idols that have been found in Survivor history are by men. And Lauren Rimmer is like one of the last to like find and then like play successfully in like a very long time or something like that. But why do you guys think that there's such an influx of men finding idols over women?
Because I think because they're bigger targets and they feel more paranoid to save themselves. They feel more of a need that they need to save themselves. So they have to go out searching for the idol because they're bigger targets.
Yeah.
Because they're physically larger.
I like that theory because it's the most polite one.
We always count on Deb to like.
Well, what do you think, Ethan?
Well, let me put on my tinfoil hat here, and maybe the guys are just able to look at where the cameras are pointing and find the idol out of the tree a little bit easier. Yeah. I don't know. Because
that's what I think, honestly.
I mean, you hear about ladies going out and finding the idol all the time. They're like, oh, but I was looking every day. I was looking. And I'm like, I didn't see shit. And I don't know why the producers don't do that. I think one of the coolest segments in Survivor history was in Micronesia when we saw Amanda like fucking digging with that rock, being like, please save me.
Right.
Like, we want to see chicks owning themselves. Lauren Rimmer's a badass. I don't know why there's not an influx. Is it a character thing in casting? Is it because they don't have enough energy? Is it because they're comfortable, like Deb said, maybe they're not feeling like a target?
I think production also just loves like a good sausage fest on Survivor, and they always will, honestly.
Oh, probst.
Yeah. No, that's a part of it, though.
I would love to see Ethan hosting Survivor.
Oh, Lord. They would be crying. Everyone would quit. I'd be like, hey, we actually need to do, hey, everyone wake up. We're all doing confessionals. They're like, I feel like it's like 2 in the morning. No, it's 4 in the morning. I have a clock.
Same difference.
And then Chelsea goes, I'm sitting.
I'm sitting.
Great.
Hey, so if I was an editor, Chelsea would have the whole edit. She would be the queen.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they've tried and they can't get anything, or they're holding out for her coming out episode will be her leaving episode.
Sometimes people just are not good storytellers to the camera. Yeah. Like they might have a good presence in the game and they're just not able to express it. That happens a lot. Look at Michelle.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think this wraps up everything. Any final thoughts from anyone?
What
did you say, Ethan?
Chelsea better not leave next week or I'm going to be pissed. Tyler, you said a curse on her. It makes so much sense, and I'm going to be pissed if she leaves.
Sorry, it'll personally be my fault.
Yes, it will.
I have a last thought. I hope that some of these idols are used soon, because I'm just really fearful of another like Game Changers advantage getting at Final 6 again. So hopefully they start playing these things soon. I'm starting to get a little worried about that, especially if there's 2 people going next week. I hope that like at least one idol is played next week.
Well, they said there's going to be a major twist. So, and I don't think it's going to be that 2 people are going home.
Yeah.
So maybe they split them up into 2 tribes again. That's an idea.
That is a
good idea. Again. Wow, I'm full of good ideas tonight. We got Libby playing next season.
No, this has a lot of merit, because when they do like a double tribal, that's what they do is like what happens. So like both teams will go to tribal, but whoever wins that challenge gets to go first, and then therefore like attend the second tribal and see what happens instead of just like hearsay after. So that's like the advantage that they win. I like it. I like that.
Let's spice it up.
Why are we thinking of the twist for these shows? Honestly,
I know. We need to start paying us.
Oh my God, the shit the four of us would come up with would be like you'd have to be on cable.
They
like
made
it couldn't be on CBS.
It's called Jigsaw.
It's what?
Oh, is it? I need to see that. I haven't seen that yet.
No, you don't.
Wait, what?
Jigsaw.
With the fucking puppet thing.
Yeah, Saw. It's like the guy.
Saw. You're right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, good Lord. Lord have mercy. Okay, y'all. I can't take anymore. I'm tired. Okay. So let's go around, everybody. Say how people can follow you on Twitter, whatever. Where are you so people can stalk you? Go. Somebody.
I am at T Lions with 2 Z's on all social media. Twitter is where all my dumb thoughts and like Survivor and Big Brother and stuff go. So that's probably your best bet to follow me there for that stuff.
They're not dumb thoughts.
Oh, I know. Dumb thoughts, comma, and Survivor.
Right.
And
you're like me. You know absolutely everything there is to know about nothing, and you are not afraid to talk about it.
Exactly, literally.
And Deborah?
At My Next Life Debbie, DEBI, Twitter.
And Ethan?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, but not Facebook, as Diagas, Diagas.
He not on Facebook no more. He said bye-bye. He cut the cord. All right, guys.
Finally said fuck you to what's his name?
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
Fuck you, Zuckerfuck.
That's
Zuckerfuck.
right.
Yes, fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Thank you.
Fuckhead Island.
That's right. Go to Fuck Up Island. Thank you. And we want to thank everyone. HFG, someone new I've never seen in. Hatsmania, Joy-Con Thomas, Mars, Tyler. Why am I saying you? You're in the chat. Kyle, all of you for coming in and joining. We love it when you guys interact with us. We absolutely love it. You guys, please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You'll get a notification when we go live. Hey, here's a thought. Why don't you like the page on freaking Facebook? Because then you'll get a little notification in your news feed if you're still on that. And Twitter, I'm on Twitter. We're all on Twitter at Summers, or this is my handle, not theirs. Summer at Summers, SOMMERS 1977. And I'm on Instagram at the.memphis.darling. I should probably just make all my shit the same. I don't know. But I like being different. I like being the odd one out.
Got to be hard to find, just in case you get a stalker.
Oh, Lord. I couldn't pay someone to stalk me. I've tried. It doesn't work.
I've had stalkers. I've had multiple stalkers.
They're not fun. They're gross.
Yeah, they're not. No, I've had two stalkers.
Yeah.
Nobody. But I understand where that could be a problem.
Yeah. Like, is there anything else besides Allison on YouTube? Oh, yeah. I just discovered a gorilla who has pet kittens. I've been watching these videos. Coco, Koko. She's a gorilla. And she has.
You just discovered Coco?
She's 42-year-old gorilla, and she has freaking kittens. She takes care of cats. I'm dying over here. That's what I've been doing.
Live to be 42,
and her birthday is on July 4th. This is a fucking patriotic gorilla, people.
I'm all about this gorilla right now.
I can't believe you've never heard of Coco before.
The lifespan of gorillas is 35 to 40 years, so she's doing pretty well for her age.
Yeah.
And she loves cats. And now I'm like, insane.
Coco is a cat lady.
That's right. Okay, so that's what currently every week we're going to end with what Allison's watching on YouTube. It's always something surrounding fucking cats. So I found that great. I Google gorillas and cats, and that's what came up. I don't know.
And Dr. Pimple Popper.
And hey, popthatzit.com is the greatest thing on the planet. And Zap is amazing. I'm a weirdo. I'm disgusting.
I love that shit. I love that shit.
Love it. So we will be popping our zits and all that stuff until we see you again. We will be back Saturday afternoon at 2/1 Central to talk about Big Brother Canada 6, what's left of it.
Oh,
And
I'm gonna
yeah,
be screaming at
The
you.
triple.
the triple's coming up. Personally, I don't think they should know a triple's coming up. I want them all to look like a deer caught in the headlights. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. We'll jump on that bandwagon on Saturday. Friday, see, Clifford Myers and I are covering X on the Beach, that train wreck of a show on MTV. It's so bad. Are you watching it, Ethan?
I haven't seen the first episode yet, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I think I wanted to wait till the second episode was out to just do back to back.
I got introduced to Kurt. Kurt. Have you ever heard that Cardi B? She goes, Kurt. Oh, Kurt.
Oh, that's been around long before Cardi B.
Okay, thank you. I just heard it.
I just heard it now, too. I'm out of loop.
So now I can't stop doing that. And eow. We'll get into that later. So we'll be doing that sometime Friday, and then we'll be back next Wednesday for Survivor. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys between now and then. Goodbye.